Southern California isn't watching one fire. It's watching neighborhoods in multiple places, and that's what makes this fire map feel different. Not one smoke column, not one evacuation zone, not one hillside burning in the distance. Multiple fires, multiple counties, homes threatened, roads closed, people told to leave, and energy infrastructure now showing up on the threat list. In Riverside County, the Bain fire started Tuesday afternoon near Jurupa Valley. It was reported around 12:20 p.m. local time, and the wind helped push it toward homes near the Santa Ana River bottom. Within hours, the fire had grown fast. Evacuations were ordered, roads were closed, and by Wednesday morning, the Bain fire had grown to around 1,375 acres, with crews beginning to gain containment. But the damage was already real. Reports said at least 4 people were injured during the fire, including smoke inhalation injuries and 1 traumatic injury. That is the part people forget. Wildfires are not just flames on a hill. They are smoke in lungs, roads blocked, people rushing animals into trailers, families grabbing what they can, while the sky turns orange behind them. And the Bain fire was not alone. Near Hemet, the Verona fire also broke out Tuesday. This one burned through grass and brush near residential areas, close enough that homes stayed on the threat list. Evacuation orders and warnings were issued. Residents had to watch the fire line and wait for updates. By the latest CAL FIRE update, the Verona fire had reached around 600 acres and was listed at 57% containment. That sounds like progress. But progress does not erase the warning, because when a fire starts near homes, the danger is not just how big it gets, it is where it burns. A small fire in the wrong place, with wind behind it, can become a neighborhood emergency fast. Then farther northwest, in Santa Barbara County, the Foothill fire started near New Koyama. This one has a different kind of warning attached to it. Not just homes, energy infrastructure. The Foothill fire burned around 900 acres and reached about 50% containment in recent updates. But evacuation orders and warnings were still part of the story, and fire officials listed numerous residences and energy infrastructure as threatened. That is a stronger warning than just a brush fire, because when fire gets close to power infrastructure, it can create problems beyond the burn scar. Power lines, equipment, access roads, utility corridors, critical systems sitting in dry grass and wind. That is why the Foothill fire matters. It is not the biggest fire on the map, but it is burning in a place where the wrong wind shift could matter. And that is the theme across Southern California right now. Bain near Jurupa Valley, Verona near Hemet, Foothill near New Koyama. Different fires, different counties, different terrain, but the same warning underneath all of them. Dry fuels, wind, homes nearby, evacuations, road closures, fire crews trying to stop the flames before they reach something people cannot replace. And this is still only May. That's the unsettling part. Southern California does not always need the heart of summer to burn. It does not always need triple-digit heat. It does not always need a giant firestorm. Sometimes the hills are ready early. Sometimes the grass is dry enough. Sometimes the wind shows up. And then one ignition point becomes a map full of evacuation zones. Bain threatened homes near Jurupa Valley. Verona burned close enough to Hemet that residences were still being watched. Foothill threatened homes and energy infrastructure near New Koyama. And together, they show what California fire season can look like before people think it has even fully started. Not one fire, a pattern, not one town watching smoke. Multiple communities watching the hills, and not one question of whether fire season is coming. Because for these places, it is already here. For wildfire updates, severe weather alerts, earthquake tracking, and real-time Earth event stories, go to StormScapes.xyz, because sometimes the warning is not one disaster. It is the fire map lighting up in several places at once.